everything is spiritual. Like, we literally come here and like make agreements with this in the spiritual realm about like what we want to experience. So it's so weird, the dichotomy of like spirituality and humanity being like very opposite sometimes, or like very polarizing, those experiences, because one is the tangible and one is the intangible. But it's also like at the same time, like being human is one of the most spiritual things out like that you can be, you know. It's so weird. So I was getting this download of just basically like, you don't have to be practicing spirituality, like, you know, truthfully, like, we can all go through upgrades whether we're subscribing to that or not. And you know, after a certain point, it's like, if you're supposed to experience something, or spirit feels like this is what's in your best interest on your path, like, you're gonna go through it, or you're gonna experience. You can choose not to evolve. Like, some people embrace that choice, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, maybe I'll get it right in the next one, and they just go off the rails and are just like, fuck it all. But if you want to progress and like experience life with, I don't know if saying more ease is like the right way, but like less bumps in the road after you get to a certain point. Thank you, Spirit. You know, I've found that on my spiritual journey, like, I had to face a lot of karma early on in my life, and I think part of that process, like integrating all of that, was like learning how to open my heart again, learning how to love again. And like, there's even still aspects of that like I'm working on. There's still like things in my shadow that come up all the time that it's just like honestly inherent, like the monkey mind even. So, you know, but yeah, like, I've just found it quite interesting in my own life. Like, the more I embraced my spirituality, the easier my life has become. I should, like, yeah, embrace, but also, like, surrender to. Because I feel like when you're actually, and I've probably said this in other videos, but, like, when you're surrendered to the universe, to, you know, whatever the universe, God, whatever it is that you believe in wants to bring you, or the things that you've been praying for, when you finally are just like, you know, whatever, like, I'm here, like, take me where I need to go, spirit will, and sometimes your manifestations don't come immediately because you might not be ready for them, but you might be taken on this whole journey where it gets you ready for them. And like, you know, nothing is wasted. Even if like, and this is a big one for me and my human body, my monkey mind, is like, when people waste my fucking time, that's like, oh, boils my blood. So that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves, and like one of the biggest ways for me to just be like, nah, cut the cameras, like, I'm done with you. Or just get me to the point where I'm just like, all right, bye. You know, like, I try so hard to like show up with integrity and like even tell people the truth, even when it's hard. I guess that it is integrity. And like, whether it's like as a person, as a business, whatever, like whatever you want to apply it to, even for myself, like there's still aspects of that. Like, I've recovered from being a people pleaser, but there's still integrations I'm making of like, and you might notice this too in this season of your life, but there's just like integrations I'm making for myself that's like, you know, like having that integrity for yourself, because you spent so long doing it for everybody else that it's almost like you have to relearn how to show up for you, like you're one and only. Like, we come into this life with ourselves, and we're going to leave with ourselves. And that's not to say that we won't have many beautiful friendships, relationships, partnerships, whatever, in this lifetime. It's not to say that we won't experience that, but at the end of the day, I think one of the things that like really allows us to be receptive to that is, it's so cliche, but like, is pouring into ourselves, is making sure that we advocate for ourselves. Because how can people love you if you're not, like, I'm not saying that you need to like write a manual on like how to love you and you're not hard to love. It's just like, you know, not everybody's human. Everybody's living through a human lens in this experience right now. So it's like, sometimes we have to tell someone, I don't like this, or you hurt my feelings, or I need you to show up for me this way. Because some people, and that's something I've really learned over the last year and a half, is like, I mean, I'm still cut off game strong, but it's like, when I can see that somebody's just like an amazing person, whether we share the same beliefs or on like certain levels or not, like if I can truly see someone and I'm like, this person, and like I don't even have to make excuses for them, like, because you know the difference, like when you have to make an excuse for someone, when you're like, oh, they did this, but you know they're hurting, or but they lost their mom, but you know, things like that. Like, if someone is just a good person, like, you might not always agree with them, or like whatever it is, like, you can just tell, like, like unmistakably, like, and like, what's the word, like, you undeniably, that's what I'm looking for, like, undeniably good person. You can see that in other people because you have that in yourself, and you've probably been taken advantage of and been through the ringer in your relationships, and that's kind of what brought you here. But once you start to see that in other people, even if it's like, even the people that like maybe you're dating, and maybe it's like the prospects that you are much healthier than before, like you've been making progress, and like it's because you've been pouring into yourself. It's because you've been making you your number one. And that's not selfish. That's not selfish. And honestly, like, I feel like people are programmed to be cut off from themselves, to be cut off from pouring into themselves, so they can't step into their power, so they can't access that manifestation ability that they have, so they can't rise above and like become part of, you know, like, this is going to be controversial, but like, you know, like, they can't be successful, they can't rise above the matrix, and they can't rise above, like, I want the 1%, that's what I was going to say, or like the elites, but low-key fuck the elites, but dead ass, like, that's one of the reasons. But I also feel like, aside from that, like, in like the 3D experience, it's also like, oh my god, I'm clearing throat chakra. I was coughing before this even happened. This had to come out. Like, this is just part also.
In about 10 miles, turn right onto Cobble Creek Boulevard.
Sorry. This is part of like one of your missions is like to overcome this obstacle. If, you know, you're on this path, like, you're probably, a lot of people are like, they either are like, not everyone, but like, you might own your own business, or like, you're definitely not even, you might, but like, you definitely have always been like felt different or been different than the people around you, and like wanted a different lifestyle and wanted to do things that other people thought were like, honestly, maybe kind of bizarre or crazy, or just like didn't understand. And this is why, like, this was all leading you to this experience. Like I said, like, even though it is part of the 3D, like, accepting this challenge for what it is, like, when you win big. When you learn, like, it takes you to other heights. So it's like, yes, you can refuse to do the work. You can refuse to do the work. But at the end of the day, I feel like you've probably seen more of a testament to the fact that when you do it, it pays off bigger, it pays off better, it pays off grander, it pays off big time, even faster the higher you go. Damn. Yo, my Kundalini activated today, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But I'm like, now I'm like, oh, okay. I see, Spirit. Like, this has been, because, like, I do channel messages, but it used to be a lot when, like, I was, like, reading tarot and oracle cards and whatever. But now it's just, like, when I get these little feelings, like, this had been waiting to come out, because I told you guys already, like, 45 minutes ago, I was, like, coughing out of nowhere, and I was like, where the fuck is this coming from? And I was like, I'm clearing something, like, something is coming out. Yeah. And, like, maybe you've been I just heard Green Light by Tate McRae. Like, maybe you've been experiencing, like, new relationships, and, like, you're scared to get your feet wet. That's very specific. Maybe you're spending a lot of time in the water right now, but you're scared to get your feet wet because of all the things that you've experienced in the past, and that's okay. Like, that's okay. But I also think, like, you've come so far, and, like, you deserve to, like, let people love you. Like, maybe the next chapter of, like, you loving yourself further, like, maybe the few obstacles that you've been experiencing, that you've been facing on, like, that committing and showing up with that integrity on this love journey, like, self-love journey, is, like, letting people love you. Maybe that is going to heal certain parts of you, certain levels of you that are freshly available, and take you to greater heights. And maybe that's how it was always supposed to be. Like, maybe you've gone as far as you can go doing it by yourself, or as far as you were supposed to go doing it by yourself, and, like, the next levels are going to be full of so much love, and, like, they're going to help you heal things in yourself that are maybe causing those blockages to still be things that are, like, affecting you showing up with that integrity for yourself. Truly. Yeah. Damn. Wow. I just saw 1313. That's the death card, baby. Life, you're about to experience a whole new life, but, like, in a good way. Like, in the best way. Like, it's your season of change. There's also, I've been seeing a lot of things, this is so true though, like, it's your season of harvest. Like, I don't even think you know, like, what's about to come in for you. Like, I don't think you even understand, like, the magnitude of the blessings, like, that it's just been mandated for you. Like, this has always been, I'm getting goosebumps. Like, this has always been, like, for you. Like, there were always going to be these blessings for you, but it really, this is when, like, divine timing, I'm like, you know, like, divine timing is so maddening at times, and, like, it feels like a complete fucking, but it's like, when you get down to the nitty gritty, it's like, no, like, I understand now. Like, I understand. It was never a question. And when they say that, I think it's very open, because it's like, it was never a question of when. Of if. It was a question of when. And when, like we opened up with, when could be this lifetime, it could be 2 weeks from now, it could be yesterday, it could be, 5 years ago, it could be last lifetime, it could be 3 lifetimes from now, like 20 years from now, 20 lifetimes from now, like a whole stone age from now. Like, it's really when your soul chooses actively and consciously to heal feel and to co-create with the universe through that, and commits and shows up in integrity. No matter how hard it gets, you deserve it. No matter, like, you tell yourself this, no matter how hard it gets, you're showing up. No matter how hard it gets, I'm gonna do this. No matter how hard it gets, I'm gonna follow through. No matter how hard it gets, I've got me. No matter how hard it gets, like, I'm worth it. Yeah. And, like, not everybody's ready for that. It's a lot. It's a lot. It can be very dense and very dark and very deep, and a lot of people don't know how to swim, or they prefer not to go too deep because of what might lie there. Sharks, stingrays. Shout out to marine mammals, though, or fish, whatever you are, whatever you identify as, shout out to you. But yeah, like, oh, it's just a gorgeous evening. It's a gorgeous evening, and I'm so excited for you. And oh, I feel like the Oracle of Delphi right now, bro. Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. I even had to keep my shades on for this one. Oh, when it gets like that, it gets like that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a beautiful life. Alright, well, that's all I have for you. So, I love you, and I'm so excited. Comment down below your experiences. I love when you guys share with me, and I cannot wait for this season, for this chapter. I feel like in the collective, like, it's just a lot of beautiful things. I think it's going to be a lot of healing and a lot of love and a lot of clarity. So I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.